Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Okay, another police officer charged with drink driving. There's been, as I've spoken about before, there's been quite a few this year. There was a spate of them very early on in the year. It seemed like, before I go any further, I'll tell you that I think I've actually met this guy before. His face looks very familiar. Name sounds very familiar. Yeah, so I think I have met him before. But and anyway, let's have a look at what's been going on. Okay, so this headline here, this came out a few days ago. I actually had to buy the paper because it was all the story didn't get a lot of coverage, a lot of media coverage at all. But yeah, it was hidden in one of those pay-per-view things. Anyway, headline: Officer on drink drive. Sergeant drove police car while 4 times over limit. 4 times, that is huge. Queensland cop has been suspended from duty after allegedly driving a police car drunk while on shift. So not in his own time, on shift. Townsville Sergeant David Lynch was stood down on Monday and has since been charged with driving under the influence, speeding, and driving dangerously. Police will allege Sergeant Lynch, who's 56, was on duty when he drove a police car while almost 4 times over the limit. 4 times, that is huge. So police will allege Sergeant Lynch drove dangerously and was caught speeding. Townsville Bulletin understands Sergeant Lynch was driving to conduct a wide load escort when the incident happened earlier this year. It's understood he was taken to hospital on arrival at the job. Okay. The officer returned a blood alcohol concentration of 0.199%. Wow. Almost 4 times over the legal driving standard. The Ethical Standards Command investigated the incident and revealed on Monday Sergeant Lynch had been suspended from duty and charged over the incident. He is facing charges of dangerous operation of a vehicle while adversely affected by an intoxicating substance, driving under the influence of liquor, and disobeying the speed limit. Sergeant Lynch primarily worked at Townsville Station and in the police communication centre. He also occasionally relieved as district duty officer during the later years of his career. The Ethical Standards Command were contacted but said it was unable to comment as the matter was before the courts. In keeping with our commitment to high standards of behaviour, transparency and accountability, we have undertaken to inform the public when a member of the service faces serious allegations of misconduct. A spokesman said Sergeant Lynch will face court on August 22nd. Look, as usual, a little disappointing, very disappointing. I hesitated on actually talking about the story because I'll bet you Sergeant Lynch, not to make excuses for the guy, but someone with his experience, I would bet you he is probably suffering from some PTSD issues. Like I did an episode talking about my own issues with PTSD that I had that came from being on the job. And once I realized what it was, talking to the psychologist and they give you the diagnosis and explain what it is, I'm sitting there thinking, wow, so many of the guys I know, sitting there thinking of all the things they tell you, this is what happens with PTSD. And I kind of realized so many of the people I've worked with over the years, I'm looking back thinking high probability they're got a few issues with PTSD. Someone with Sergeant Lynch's experience, you're out there on duty, and you're going to a job and yet you still take this kind of reckless behavior. Not to make excuses for him, but Lynchy, you need to seek some help, mate. I would bet you that you're suffering. I bet you've got some issues. Okay. Like I said, not to try and make excuses for him, but I'd bet you've got some issues. What I found is we try, and not that I did this kind of stuff on duty or that, but I did in my life try and cover up or try and drown out the things that were bothering me, the things that were keeping me awake at night, the things that kept waking me up at 2:30 nearly every day for like years anyway, a couple of years. The things that brought on the claustrophobia, the constant memories. I would bet you he is trying to drown out some of the memories, some of the things that have been haunting him that he's seen on the job. Get some help, bro. That's all I can say. And hopefully, hopefully QPS are actually supporting, like I said, not to try and brush it under the carpet. Ridiculous thing to do. Absolutely ridiculous. But to me, it's an obvious. It just seems like a massive cry for help. And hopefully QPS are not going to let you down. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be disciplined. I'm not saying you shouldn't go through the court process or anything like that. You shouldn't answer for what you've done. But hopefully QPS are helping you get the proper support that you need. You've just got to realize that you need help. I'm betting it's PTSD. But anyway, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to the Slippery Slope.
They just fuel a desire that will take me higher.